All right. So have you ever thought about how your body knows when to release insulin?
It's actually pretty amazing.
It is when you think about it. Like all this stuff going on.
Right.
And we're going to take a deep dive today into insulin release.
Looking at the microscopic level.
Yeah, and we're using this video from the Metabolism Made Easy channel.
It's a great channel.
I love it.
It's got some really good explanations.
Yeah, so it all starts with glucose, right?
Yeah.
So say you just ate like a big meal.
Okay, so imagine you just had a big plate of pasta or something.
Ooh, yeah.
Lots of carbs.
Yep.
Your glucose level is going to shoot up in your blood.
Right. And that's where the pancreas comes in.
Exactly. The pancreas is key here.
It's listening specifically.
Going to be listening to all this.
The beta cells in the pancreas, they're the ones that are really paying attention.
Okay, the beta cells got it.
They're like these little factories churning out insulin and storing it.
Oh, so they make it to... Yeah, they make it and they store it in these little packages called vesicles.
Vesicles?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so these beta cells, I'm guessing they use the glucose themselves.
They do.
So they're powered by the very thing they respond to.
It's really cool. They take in the glucose and they use it for energy and they break it down through this process called glycolysis.
Okay, glycolysis. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, you probably remember it from biology class.
Vaguely.
Basically, it's how glucose is broken down to make ATP.
And ATP, is that like the energy?
ATP is like the energy currency of the cell.
Oh, okay, got it.
So if you have more glucose, you can have more glycolysis happening and you're going to make more ATP.
Okay, so more glucose, more ATP makes sense.
Right.
And the video is saying that this is what triggers the whole insulin release thing.
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Because it's all about this special potassium channel in the beta cells.
Got it.
So when you have all this extra ATP floating around,
it
actually blocks this potassium channel.
It's like a little switch.
Hey, hold on. So we got glucose, we got ATP, and the ATP is like flipping a switch on this potassium channel.
Shutting it down.
Shutting it down.
Okay.
And that's not the end of the story.
So what happens next? I mean, what's the big deal about shutting down this potassium channel?
Well, that sets off a whole chain reaction.
Okay.
And the next big player is calcium.
Calcium.
Yeah, calcium rushes into the cell.
So that's how it happens.
Yeah, when that potassium channel gets blocked, it changes the electrical charge across the cell membrane. And that causes calcium to flow in.
Okay.
And remember those little vesicles full of insulin?
Yeah.
The calcium is what tells them, hey, it's time to release your cargo.
Wow, so it's like a direct connection there.
It's a very elegant system.
Pretty wild.
From a simple rise in glucose, you get this whole cascade of events.
Yeah, you don't think about it when you're eating your pasta.
Oh, no.
But it's like a whole microscopic world.
Right.
Doing its thing.
It's like a well-oiled machine.
It is. And the outline for this was saying that we should talk about what happens when things go wrong.
Right, because sometimes the system doesn't work perfectly.
Right.
Sometimes those beta cells, they get tired, they get worn out.
Oh, like they can't keep up.
They can't keep up. Maybe they're not producing enough insulin.
Okay.
Or maybe the signals get messed up and your body's not responding to the insulin as well as it should.
Yeah, that sounds like it can cause some problems.
It can lead to some serious health issues.
That's wild.
It really highlights how important it is for our bodies to maintain this balance.
So we've gone from glucose spike to insulin release.
Yeah, a whole journey.
It is a journey.
Through the microscopic world of your pancreas.
Yeah, and it makes you think, what can we do to help?
Right. What can we do to support our beta cells and keep this whole system running smoothly?
Yeah, that's a good question to think about.
Definitely something to ponder.
Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
Absolutely. It was fascinating.
We'll see you next time.
See you then.